everyone! Welcome back to the Knitted by Whitney YouTube channel. I know it's only been a few days since my last video, but I have a really fun little video to share with you today, and this seemed like the best time to put it out there. I have done a week of fall outfits, all featuring knitwear. I wanted to do this video for a couple reasons. First, if you have any sort of connection to the online knitting community right now, you'll know that this past weekend was the Rhinebeck Festival. Well, technically it's the New York Sheep and Wool Festival that takes place in Rhinebeck, New York, but everyone knows it as Rhinebeck. So to me, the weekend of Rhinebeck falls smack dab in the middle of fall. And to me, that is not only peak fall season, but it's also peak knitting season because the temperature is starting to cool down, all the leaves are changing colors, people are bringing out their cozier projects, they're getting started on their fall sweaters. It's just peak knitting season, really, in my opinion. I had so much fun styling my knits for my most recent reel that I posted, which was all fall outfits using knitwear. And while I was filming those segments, I sort of had a spark of inspiration, and it was like Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap sitting up in bed saying, I have a brilliant beyond brilliant idea. And maybe it's not brilliant beyond brilliant, but I had the fun idea of posting those outfits to a video here on YouTube as well. And the reason that I wanted to do that was because the reels are really fun, but they're short, and they don't really give me much of an opportunity to talk about the outfit, talk about how I styled it, why I chose the items that I did, and talk more about the item that I made. So I thought a YouTube video would be great for that. And this is also a great opportunity for me to chat more about projects that I made prior to having my podcast, because you don't know as much about them as you do the projects that I have featured on my podcast. Although some of these items were featured in my top 15 favorite knitted items that I've made video, which I will link below because it's really fun to watch. But bringing them out in this video allows me to talk more about them and how I style them, which I think is a really fun thing to talk about because it's really fun to see how somebody styles their knitwear. So before I dive into the 7 outfits that I wore this week, let me talk a little bit about my personal style. My style is definitely classic. I wear jeans, I wear white t-shirts. I'm just getting into wearing button-up shirts because for a long time I really struggled to wear button-up shirts because I am a plus-size person with a large bust. It's always been really tricky for me to find button-up shirts that fit properly. But I have embraced the open button-up style and I'm loving it. I'm wearing it a lot. You're going to see it in one of my outfits that I put together. I would definitely say that my style also has a feminine twist to it as well, and a little bit of vintaginess thrown in there just for fun. I do love to wear lots of skirts. I love dresses. I love longer skirts. I'm really getting into the midi length now. I'm embracing how to style that for myself and how I like to wear it. When it comes to what I wear to work, I don't have an official dress code to follow, but the nature of my office tends to lean towards business casual. However, sometimes I can run into some pretty important people in my work environment because I work in government. So on the days that that could happen, I tend to dress more on the business side rather than the casual side. But, you know, every office has a casual Friday, so I tend to be a little more casual by the end of the week. I'm a little more dressed up earlier in the week. And you'll see that in some of the outfits that I'm going to show you. So without further ado, let's get into my week of fall outfits. On Monday, I wore my most recent finished object, which is my Astrea sweater. I made this sweater using Explorer Knits and Fibers Denali sock yarn held double, and Lion Brand Vanna's Glamour also held double. I made this in size 48-inch bust, which is a negative ease for me, but with the help of blocking, I made it more of a neutral eased sweater, and I really love the fit of it. This is the only crop sweater that I have in my wardrobe at the moment, and I really loved pairing it with my high-waisted mustard yellow wide leg pants. I got these pants from Old Navy earlier in the summer. They were linen blend pants and they are just super comfy. I love the height of the waistband. It sits right at my natural waist, which is really comfortable and as well as perfect for wearing cropped sweaters. It has huge pockets, which are perfect because let's be honest, women's clothes often don't have enough pockets, don't have any pockets, or have really tiny fake pockets, none of which are very fun. So I love these pants because I get really big pockets. To complete this outfit, I wore a pair of brown leather ankle boots, which I've had for a few years. I think they're originally from Aldo, but I got them so long ago I honestly don't remember. I really love this outfit because I'm often on my feet a lot at work. I have to do a lot of running around, and the day that I wore this outfit, I definitely did a lot of running around. I ended up taking off my sweater because I was quite warm and was very happy to have a tank top underneath. I actually always wear either a t-shirt or a tank top underneath my sweaters because it helps them last longer, and because I'm wearing a layer underneath, it means that I don't have to wash them as often, which means that they get to last longer. I really love this outfit because I love the deep blue of the sweater paired with the yellow of the pants. If you have ever studied color theory, you know that yellow and blue are complementary colors. They're not quite opposites, but they are opposite enough that they really stand out against each other. Think, for example, of the Blockbuster logo. That is a blue and yellow logo, and the colors just look really nicely together. Now, I wasn't thinking of Blockbuster when I put my sweater and my pants together. I just thought they looked really nice with the blue and the yellow. Another reason why I really like this outfit together is because I really love how the cropped length of the sweater hits right where the high waist of the pants starts, and it creates this really nice blend of a form-fitted top and a more loose bottom. Now that's one of my favorite things to do when I'm styling my knitwear, is I only pick one aspect of my clothing to be baggy and another aspect to be more form-fitted. I'm all about balancing how I wear my clothing. I don't tend to wear big baggy sweaters with big baggy pants because then I just feel like I'm in a potato sack and it doesn't make me feel really good about what I'm wearing. Nor do I wear a really tight-fitting top and then really tight-fitting pants because then I just feel like a stuffed sausage and that makes me feel really self-conscious. But I do want to point out that you can wear whatever makes you happy. If you want to wear baggy on top, baggy on the bottom, tight on top, tight on the bottom, that is absolutely your choice to do. I'm just talking about how I like to style my knits. And one of my things that I do is I balance the shapes that I'm wearing. So that's why I really love this sweater with these pants. And it was also a really comfortable outfit. On Tuesday, I wore one of my oldest sweaters that I have, which is my wheat sweater. I adore this sweater. I can't remember what size I made, but I do remember that I made it out of Knit Pick Stroll, which is one of my favorite yarns. I've talked a little bit about it in my Ask Me Anything video when I was asked what my favorite yarns are. And I think this was the color Reindeer Heather, which is a tweedy brown. I love this color. It's really beautiful. It's that really classic chocolate brown, and it goes with surprisingly a lot of things in my wardrobe. I paired this sweater with a leopard print skirt that is, I think it's just from Shein. Yes, I know Shein is bad, but I do shop from Shein. And that's because as a plus size person, it can be really difficult to find clothing that fits me that is actually stylish. That does not cost a lot of money. I have also finished off this outfit with the same boots that I wore with my Astraeus outfit the day before, and that's because these are just really classic fall boots that I wear all the time. I was actually really surprised when I put this outfit together because I had never combined that brown sweater with the leopard print skirt, and I was a little worried when I pulled them both out of the closet if it would be too much brown, but I actually really love how they look together. I feel like it's kind of a neutral outfit without being a plain outfit, because leopard print is one of those patterns that kind of acts like a neutral. I know it's a very bold pattern, but in some ways it can work like a neutral. Now, of course, in this outfit, the leopard print skirt is what stands out the most, but it is not in your face. It's a nice small leopard print, and I love this skirt. I wear it all the time. It's one of my flowiest skirts, and I really love how the flowy silkiness of the skirt pairs well with the wooliness of the sweater. I really like that mix of textures. Now this sweater is actually quite a long sweater because when I made it, I was terrified of it being too short, so I knit more than I needed to. So I definitely tucked this into my skirt. I didn't love how that felt because there was a lot of bulk under my sweater, but the pattern of the leopard print skirt sort of camouflaged that a bit. And also, my arms are right there, so they kind of hide the bulk as well. But this is a really great outfit to sort of be more playful with my knits and try a bit more of a bolder style while still sort of like keeping it relatively simple, relatively classic, because I am wearing a brown sweater, brown shoes, and a pattern that is predominantly brown and khaki. So that's kind of why I love how this outfit worked together. On Wednesday, I wore probably my favorite sweater I've ever made. That is my Into the Woods jumper by Melody Hoffman. I knit, I think, size 7 for this, and I used 2 strands of yarn for the main color. I used Fleece Artist Vine in the color Balsam, which is a tweedy yarn, and Knit Pick Stroll in the color Aurora Heather, and both of those are dark green colors. For the contrasting color, I used Cascades in the color Ginger, I think. Prior to putting together some outfits for my reel that I made, I had never even thought to put this sweater with what you think is a skirt, but is actually a green dress that I have. I cannot believe it took me this long to think of putting those two together, because the green of the sweater and the green of the dress are almost the exact same color, which means that it looks like I am wearing a whole knitted dress when really I'm wearing a store-bought knitted dress, a store-bought machine knitted dress, and my own hand knit sweater. I really love this sweater because these are some of my favorite fall colors, that rusty orange and that really, really dark green, which I think is probably my favorite color. But it just looked so great with this dress, which is the exact same color. Now you're probably wondering what I did to get my sweater to stay up. And I did a little bit of trickery. I had on an elasticized belt that I had just at my natural waist, and I tucked the hem of the sweater underneath the belt so it just sort of folded over and it sat right at my natural waist for this outfit. Now I didn't bother doing that with the back because I'm not looking at my back. I don't really care what's going on back there. As long as my underwear is not showing, that's all I care about. And it's actually more comfortable to not have my sweater tucked in all the way. I also find that it's less bulky to only have the front of the sweater tucked in, because if I also have it tucked in on the sides, then it's just getting in the way of my arms, kind of like I talked about with the wheat sweater in my skirt for my Tuesday outfit. So with this one, I just tucked in the front of the sweater, and I really, really loved how well this worked. It's one of those, why didn't I think of that kind of moments. It's just a little bit of style trickery, but it worked really well. It was very comfortable, and I really loved how it looked with the whole outfit. To finish off this outfit, I wore another pair of brown ankle boots that I have. These are not the same as the first two outfits. These boots are a little lower, and I think I got them at Winners a couple years ago. But I like these ones because they're just slightly dressier. They have a little block heel on them, and they're just really comfortable. Now, one of the things that you might notice about this outfit is that you can clearly see the outline of my belly and my belly button, which that might bother some people. That might make them a little self-conscious. I think I've gotten to a point where I mostly don't care. Some days I do. It really depends on how I'm feeling each day. But Wednesday, I was feeling really good about myself, really good about this outfit, and I honestly didn't care that you could see my belly. If, however, that is something that makes you self-conscious, just wear like some high-waisted underwear or, those like shapewear shorts. It doesn't have to be like the Spanx squeeze you like a sausage underwear. It can just be something that will just smooth out the line. and it just kind of camouflages it a bit so you don't feel as self-conscious. One last thing about this outfit is when I got warm in the office, it was really easy to untuck the sweater from the belt and take off the sweater, and I had this really nice green dress underneath, and I still had a really nice outfit, even when it got warm. On Thursday, I wore another one of my favorite knitted items, and that is my souffle tee by Penrose Knits. I knit this in size 7, I think, and I used Knit Picks Cloud Alpaca Lace in the color Dark Sea, which is a dark blue. It's kind of like a navy. Now, this is another outfit that until I did my reel, I never even thought to put together, and I absolutely adore it. I paired this with a burgundy flared skirt that I think is from Shein, and some black pantyhose, and some black pointed-toed ankle boots that I have. I think these are from Winners. I really love this outfit because it's very fun and flirty, and I think it's still very office appropriate. I love how feminine the souffle top is. I love that little ruffle. To make it more office appropriate as well as more seasonally appropriate, I paired it with the black pantyhose. I find that some of my shorter skirts, I feel a lot more comfortable if I'm wearing opaque pantyhose as well. It just makes me feel like I don't have to be as careful of how I sit and how I hold my skirt to make sure that, everything is appropriate. So having the dark pantyhose just makes it a little easier for me to wear without having to think too much about. And of course, because I'm wearing black pantyhose, I wanted to wear black boots, and I absolutely love these pointed-toed boots. They feel a little bit witchy, but also really stylish and fashion-forward. I actually bought these boots because I saw a woman walking down the street one time wearing a white button-down, light blue jeans, and pointed-toed black ankle boots, and I loved the outfit. It was something that I just couldn't get out of my head. I already had the white button down. I already had the light blue jeans. I just needed the black boots. And I found some. And I thought they looked really good with this outfit. Now this outfit I didn't feel quite as comfortable in as my previous outfits this week. And I think that's partly because every time fall comes around, at least for me, I have to get used to wearing pantyhose again. Something about the elastane in the pantyhose being squeezed up against the back of your legs when you're sitting down all day just makes my legs very itchy, and I have to get used to that feeling every fall. By the time winter rolls around, I'm used to it again. It's fine, but it's like when you have to break in your flip-flops again when you get to summer. It takes a few tries to get back to the feeling of, oh, this is what pantyhose are like. Okay, I can deal. I also find that as much as I love my souffle tee, because I made it out of alpaca yarn, it gets very hot and sweaty. So sometimes I'm a little uncomfortable in it, especially if I'm doing a lot of running around. But fortunately, the day that I wore this, I wasn't doing as much running around, so I didn't get as sweaty as I have before when I've worn it. Like a lot of offices, mine has a casual Friday, although it's very unofficial. My coworker and I just tend to wear things that are a little more casual on Fridays. And this Friday was no exception. I wore my Evening in the Village turtleneck designed by 2 of Wands with a pair of dark blue jeans and my favorite boots in the world. I bought these from a store in Vancouver the last time I visited there in 2019. And the store has since closed down, which is really unfortunate. But I adore these boots because this is my favorite style of boot. I like it because it's mid-calf, so I don't have to worry about making sure that they fit my calves. Because as a bigger person, it is very difficult to find tall boots to wear because I need a lot more space. And most boots don't always come in wide calf. So that's how I got into the shorter boots. And I also find that they go really, really well with jeans, with skirts, with dresses, with whatever I want to wear with them. They are just the perfect height. And these ones are supremely comfortable. They're also made out of the softest leather I've ever felt. I absolutely love them. And I love the caramel color. That is one of my favorite things about them. That color just goes with everything that I have in my wardrobe. I made my Evening in the Village sweater out of 2 yarns held together. You might notice a pattern here with a lot of my sweaters that I wore. But for this sweater, it was because I was trying to use up some stashed yarn. I held together some Knit Picks City Tweed DK in the color Kitten, which is a beige tweed yarn, with Lion Brand Shawl in a Ball metallic stripes in the color Cleansing Quartz, I think. It was a gradient sparkle yarn that went from beige to brown to black. And as pretty as it was just a little too much of a gradient that I didn't really know what to do with it for something to knit with garment-wise. And I had this beige yarn in my stash, and when I swatched them together, I loved it. So that's what I ended up using for my sweater. Now this pattern is not size inclusive. It only has 3 hybrid sizes. And because I was using yarn that was of a much higher gauge than the pattern and I was using bigger needles, I just took a chance and made the medium size, and it worked out for me. I have no idea what my gauge is. I do want to remake this pattern at some point in just a solid yarn because it's also one of my coziest sweaters that I have. I really love the turtleneck, and I will probably follow the pattern more to the letter when I make it again. But for what it's worth, mine turned out exactly how I wanted, which was a big oversized cozy sweater. Now this is also a tunic sweater, so I tend to wear it with either leggings or skinny jeans. So I wore mine on Friday with some jeans because I try not to wear leggings to work unless I'm wearing them in the winter under a skirt or a dress for added warmth. I just don't think they're appropriate for my office environment. So I really love the dark jeans with this sweater. I find that that really makes it pop. And the boots are a very similar color to the sweater and looked really nice to make the look all cohesive. Saturday, I got a little more relaxed and I put on my Botanical Tee by Knititude, which I knit with Lion Brand Trubu in the color Lilac. This is where you see how I style my button-ups because I paired my Botanical Tee with a green button-up shirt, which is by Calvin Klein, and I got at Winners, and my black leggings, which I think are just from Old Navy. Old Navy has really great leggings if you are a legging person. And to finish off the look, I wore my leopard print pointed toed flats by Skechers. This was just a really comfy casual outfit to wear while hanging out around the house, doing a bit of cleaning, that sort of thing. And I love that I was able to wear some knitwear even when I wanted to be a little cooler. And that's because this top is made out of bamboo yarn, which is a really great warm weather yarn. Now I don't love this yarn for this top because it got pilly really quickly and I need to give it a good shave. I just haven't done that yet. So I just hide that underneath the button down. So with this outfit, I show off how I like to wear button-ups, which is open with the sleeves rolled up. I really find that that's the style that I feel most comfortable in and that I like the most for my style. I really love the pale purple of the top paired with the olivey green of the button down. I find that that's a really great color combo. Purple and green always look really nice together, and I really love using different tones of color. So for example, the olive green is very much like a neutral earthy tone, and the lilac is like a really pastel-y, really pretty, girly, feminine color. I just really like that combo together. It looks really nice. And with this, because I was doing a lot of moving around and cleaning and whatnot, I wanted to have something very comfortable on the bottom, so I wore my leggings. Now, what I've done with this outfit to make it feel more me is I did what's called a French tuck with my Botanical Tee. Now, because the Botanical Tee is a really big boxy shirt, I like to tuck it into the front of my pants or my leggings, as the case would be here, because that sort of draws the eye to my natural waist, which I prefer to show off rather than have something more long and boxy. That's just my personal style. That's how I like to wear things. And I think it looks really good with the botanical tee tucked into the leggings and the button-up shirt hanging out on the outside. It just feels really relaxed and casual. And on Sunday, for my last outfit of the week, I wore my Fenmont pullover, designed by Emily Walton for Expression Fiber Arts. I knit this all out of different colors of hedgehog fibers yarn, and I did my best to create a fade sweater. It's not perfect, but I love it. It is all some of my favorite tones of blue. I think it's a really, really fun, colorful sweater. And I created an outfit that I like to call art school teacher on the weekend. I paired it with this pair of black overalls that I have that are just really casual. They're kind of cropped, so they're great for the summertime. And they're one of my favorite things to wear just hanging around the house. And again, on the Sunday, I was just hanging around the house, doing a little bit of knitting, a little bit of crossword, just, having a relaxing day at home. And I felt that this was a great outfit. I also finished it off with a pair of sneakers that I think I got from Old Navy. Even though this isn't my normal style, I had a lot of fun with this outfit, and I can definitely see myself wearing it again in the future because it's just a great hanging out at home outfit. This outfit doesn't really follow fashion rules or anything. Not that I follow fashion rules to begin with, but it's just a playful, fun outfit, and that's what I love the most about it. It makes me feel really happy to wear it. And I love that even though the overalls dip down on the side, my sweater is kind of long because early on in my knitting, I used to make my sweaters longer than they needed to be because I was so petrified of making something that was too short. So I used to always knit my sweaters longer than they needed to be by a couple inches. So I have a couple sweaters that are not quite tunic length, but definitely cover your hips. So that was really helpful with this outfit because the sides of the overalls dip down. The sweater is long enough that my skin is still covered so I don't get any cold drafts, which is great. This is also just a really comfortable outfit. The overalls are nice and loose, and the sneakers, of course, are sneakers. They're very comfortable. This is also an outfit that I might wear while running errands, if we have to go grocery shopping or something like that. But it's just really fun, really colorful. It's what I would call a happy outfit. You always need to have a few outfits in your wardrobe that you designate as your happy outfits. Something that you could put on when you just want to feel happy and relaxed and completely yourself. And that is it for a week of fall outfits, all featuring knitted items. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed sharing with you how I like to style my knits and talk a bit about my own personal style. I hope you enjoyed seeing the outfits that I put together, and I hope it gave you a bit of inspiration for how you wear your own hand knits. I know the go-to outfit for a knitted sweater is just to pair it with some jeans, but I hope this video showed you how you can wear your knitted sweaters with a lot of other things as well. Thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoy my content, I hope you stick around, hit the subscribe button, and check out some of my other videos. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for joining me. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful fall and wear lots of cozy sweaters and enjoy styling your knits. Everyone, take care. Bye.